introduction and such a warm welcome. I am Savi Rai, and today I've been asked to speak to you all about the topic Illuminnovation. Now, when I think of it, Illuminnovation can be defined as using a creative bent of mind to solve problems effectively. Surprisingly, this is a word that is coherent with the life that I have been living over the past few years. Having taken my first steps towards education in this very building, I am an alumni of AISGurgaon46, after which I went on to get my degree from the Sri Ram College of Commerce. And my college opened the doors for me to kickstart my professional career as an analyst at Bain&Company. And very recently, I had the honorable pleasure to be crowned as Femina Miss India Haryana 2022, who was placed in the top 10 of the pageant last year. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to be back here in this red brick building. Having learned my first lessons here as a child, to standing here in front of you all today and addressing you all, it truly feels as if life has come full circle. Now, I think that I would be best able to explain the term Illuminnovation by taking you all through my journey so far. So back in 2019, there was this very interesting internship opportunity in my college. And you know why it was interesting to me? Not because of the stipend or a brand name, but it interested me in particular because it was in a completely different city. It was in Mumbai. And as soon as I heard that it was in Mumbai, I got super excited because the thought of me living there for a couple of months, working there and knowing what it's like navigating life in a completely different city, I was excited. And I applied for that internship right away. I got that internship and I was so excited to be going to Bombay, and I couldn't wait. So on May 23rd, 2019, I went to Bombay for this exciting internship opportunity. Back then, this date did not have much significance for me. But you know, little did I know that on the same exact date, that is 23rd of May, 3 years later, I would be going to Mumbai again, but this time for a very different reason. Because this time, I was going to compete in the national pageant that is Femina Miss India 2022. Now, when I realized this, I thought to myself that it is crazy how life can turn, how life can change in a couple of years. Now, you must be wondering, how did my life change like this? So, Miss India was something that I wanted to do for a long time. You know, I used to look at pictures of all these Miss India winners and contestants, and I used to look at their interviews, follow their pageant journey. And I used to think to myself that I want to know what that feels like. I want to beat them. I want to know what it's like to be such an eminent personality in our nation. And you know, then that is when I had decided that at least once in my life, I was going to compete in this pageant for sure. But over the years, I used to constantly shrug this idea aside and thinking, you know, maybe it's not for me, or maybe the time isn't right. But COVID changed that for me. Now, although COVID has been a difficult time for all of us, but on the bright side, COVID has shown us the way, and it has given us the courage to think of all the things that we wanted to pursue, but never had the time to. For me, COVID illuminated the idea of pageantry. And that is when I had decided that I was going to give this a shot. I first applied for Miss India during the pandemic, without any preparation, that is. And I ended up being in the top 5 of the states that I participated from. But I unfortunately did not make it to the top finalists. So I was disappointed, no doubt, because this was something that I wanted to do for a long time. But I realized that something like this is not easy. You know, from the outside it seems like, oh, pageantry is all about grace and glamour and beauty. But there's another side to it, and there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. So this disappointment really pushed me to re-innovate and reinvent myself. I knew that I had to change my personality from that of a corporate girl and an athlete to a pageant girl. Was it going to be easy? Absolutely not. It is not easy to walk in 6 inches, and I had to learn how to do it from scratch. I had to learn how to walk the ramp, and most importantly, I had to learn how to present myself effectively and in the most innovative way possible. This time, I was determined that I was going to make it. And finally, in my second attempt, I was the state winner from my state. Now, the 60-day pageant journey was a transformative one. You know, as a contestant, you constantly evolve and innovate yourself. You have to face so many rejections, you have to face challenges, and you have to do all of this while being under the spotlight. It's definitely not easy. You know, I have never been as nervous as I was on my finale night. I had to go on stage and introduce myself to a large audience, and that too with such notable personalities sitting there. And the fact that this finale was going to be televised did not make it any easy. Trust me, I was shivering backstage. But I took a deep breath, I went on, I gave my introduction, and I came out thinking that I think I did a pretty good job. So all these late night rehearsals, practicing in front of the mirror, and learning how to walk the ramp, and finally the finale night. All these experiences didn't just come overnight and easily. I think that these experiences came from a solid foundation of discipline, perseverance, and a lot of hard work. This is where my background in sports is something that really pulled through for me. You know, hours of playing and training basketball and playing at the national level had taught me how to be disciplined and how to have a never give up attitude. And that is something that I ensured I applied in all spheres of my life. You know, the decision to play a sport has personally been so far the most rewarding one for me. Sports teaches you such skills that are so essential later on in life, and the soft skills that sports give you far outweigh the hard skills. It was participate in anything that remotely interests you. It could be auditioning for that street play, it could be picking up a new instrument, it could be an idea for a startup or a business. The list is endless. And at this point of time and day, there are so many careers out there that we didn't even know existed 5-6 years back. And don't be scared of failure and judgment, because all these judgments and little comments from your peers will not matter 5-6 years from now. What will matter is these little hobbies and experiences that you have in school, because they have such a big impact in your life later on. Till this day, everything I did in my school and college life still has an impact. There have been days when I've had to juggle multiple commitments, from having a placement interview in college to running for a basketball match, followed by going to this NGO that I used to volunteer for. But all of these experiences, even though they were not easy, they gave me an immense sense of satisfaction. Because balancing all of these taught me how to manage everything that I had in my life going on. From balancing sports, academics, extracurriculars, pageantry, and even navigating the corporate world, it taught me how to do all of that effectively. Now, public speaking was something that never came naturally to me, and there are students who are really good orators. Like naturally from the start of the school, they have no stage fright, they can go on and give a really good speech without much preparation. So I was never one of those kids, but I made it a point to put myself in those uncomfortable positions, because I knew that that was some sphere that I needed to work on. So I constantly used to push myself and put myself in these uncomfortable positions, because I knew that this was the only way that I could learn and grow. Now, in my journey so far, I've had multiple learnings, but there are 3 very important ones that I believe is something that I can also share with you guys that you can take on in your life further. The first one is curiosity. It is very important to be curious. Ask questions, think differently, Take the unconventional loop, do unconventional things. And think, if there is a problem at hand, is there a different way that we can solve it? Or even a better one? Second, equip yourself with knowledge. Read, write, and learn. Talk to people around you. Talk to people from different backgrounds. It is very essential to expand your network and have friends from different walks of life. That is how you will get a worldly perspective on things. And that is also how you get motivated. I used to get motivated seeing all my other friends do amazing things in their respected fields. And lastly, and most importantly, have the courage to step into an unknown field and do something that is completely out of your comfort zone. I pushed myself and I took a chance, and I am so happy that I did, because I wouldn't be here standing in front of you all sharing my life journey if I didn't take that chance a few years back. So go ahead and take that leap of faith. Really push yourself, because you never know where life can take you. So as we take on this path of innovation, may we illuminate our path towards innovation, embracing our unique qualities that not only have an impact on ourselves, but also the world at large. Thank you. Thank you so much.